just trying to get myself onto my channel. Yay, we're live, and I need to mute it so that I don't hear myself with feedback. Yay, we did it. We're actually online. Yeah, I know it's late. I know I said that I was going to do a whole thing, but then plans changed. Dolls kept the eldest out of school today so that they could have a day together, but that also, like, meant that there's a few other things, like, I had to chill out for a bit, which is fine. And what we did do, though, is that I did get... So last night we got the wax canvas done. Today it was trimming down all of the things. Right. I was like, what was I hesitating about? A, I wanted to make sure that we could actually do the design for Cricket, which looks like it. B, I needed to figure out... No, now we need to go in... Oh my goodness, we actually need to go weed our garden box. There's already grass popping up in there. We need zippers. That's what we're doing next. We're going to post this link, and then we're going to go in and grab the... I don't know if we need the other box of zippers, but we'll go grab it anyway. Share, copy. So these totes are the ones that have upcycled obi with them. Exterior and then interior is upcycled. Can I like... Damn it. Thought there was actually a way to edit them now, but apparently not. Just the link title. You don't need the YouTube blah 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 blah. Dundurn chaos, because it's already chaos. Excellent. Okay. Blah. There we go. Let's get... I'm sorry, Dahlia. You just settled in. We need to go get the zippers. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to chill out here? She's like, oh, God. Why am I spinning? Where the fuck have I put my zippers? This isn't a zipper bin, is it? No, that is not a zipper bin. That's good. Oh. I was like, my body was feeling really good until we stood and cut all of those, everything. Now my body's like, wee. We will not be working on the... Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm like, we won't be working on the bamboo one because I forgot to actually prep the interiors, or interior at all. And then, okay, so we got the silver zips. I did see a hack for how to do the fold over easier the other day, so I'm going to attempt that. I feel like I had the gold zip bin out here and then we covered it up or something the other day. Is that correct? I can't remember. Hi, cat. Where is it? Yeah, because that's all Notion's pouches to be. Shit, where'd they go? That's OBGMA and such, and that is a bin of fabrics that realistically I should get rid of, but like, we're going to use that leather. Fuck me, where'd they go? The interfacing bin is out. That is also... That's non-fusible. And here's the thing, I've been really good about keeping that bin marked so that we can just grab it and go. Goddamn. Oh, guys. Oh, is it this one? No, that's like a whip bin. Like not sewing, knitting whips. And that shouldn't be zippers either because it's just been chilling here. Yep. Oh my God. we just cut a bunch of, we're missing the gold tooth zipper one. And it would be in this teal. Ugh, gross. Unless they are actually. No, because they're not in with the notion pouches. Okay. It's not that bin. And I don't think it's this bin, although there are some washers in here that we probably could use for these. No. Is there another? And then this is a stack of Obi. There are no other bins under there, just the one, which I know about. Okay. Oh, there they are. They are in this one. Okay, apparently I duped myself and I did set a bunch of fabric on top of it. Okay. The label saved the day. Sweet. Actually, then this is the sort of bin that should go away after this. Oh, okay. Shrick-a-dip. Doop-a-doo. Put you into work mode. Okay, because we need zips for both the, like, I was like, I don't need to do any zips yet because we're going to do the, excuse me, the front back panels. But no, we do actually need them now. 9 inches each. Okay, so what we really need now, zig-a-zig, Is that dating myself too much? I didn't even listen to the Spice Girls that much when I was a kid, because it just, like, we ended up listening to a lot of, oh shit, we didn't cut these in. Okay, I cut everything else, or all the new ones, but I didn't finish trimming down the pockets for the old ones. Excellent. Fantastic, cutie. Good job. Okay, pop that there. Brown goes here. Anyway, I'll go trim those down. I've got a bunch of the zipper tabs and little reinforcement tabs. I think that we're probably going to need to cut a bunch more of these because I do not remember where the old ones are. I know we cut a good chunk of them. They're just like not currently present. Okay, so those are going to go over here. Reinforcement tabs are going in the clip cat. Okay, then these are interior slip pockets, zipper pocket linings, main lining panels. Wait. What the fuck? Should I set them on top of the wax canvas? No, that's okay. That's zipper pocket lining, interior slip pockets, main pocket lining. Oh, they fell on the floor. La, 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 la. Okay. Go trim these down and then we'll get into. Basically, I want these trimmed down because they'll be the first thing we do. And I need the reference colors for them so that I know. Like, we got to figure out what color zippers we're putting with all of these guys. So, sorry that this is happening off camera, but you know, it'll all be fine. We'll all survive, right? So. I'm going to cut these individually because single one of them has a little bit slightly different like motif, so I want to make sure that we're getting the like motifs in the right areas. And then yeah, blah 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 blah, all that information. All right. Now we'll come back and we'll actually do zips. I'm not doing upper zips. I'm just going to do pocket zips for now. Which means that I need these guys. Most of them, granted, most of them are going to be like black and like gold, but some of them are going to be black and silver, which is shitty because I just realized that we do have black and silver tape. Like, oh, there's some. Very good. I'm like, all of our supplies are getting to the end of their. I was gonna say usefulness. That's not the right term though. The end of like their amounts, I guess. Okay, and then we've got the traveler slings. We're going to ignore the traveler slings for right now. Okay, so like this is going to be off-white and gold. Let's just make piles. This is going to be, all right, it's like this. Actually, that's a case where black and silver is probably good. What we will do is we'll trim down the amount that we need for each bag, I guess. It's not going to be as much as this. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. Let's just start here because otherwise I'm going to rattle all these off and then I'm going to be like, when I come back to it. So. Fuck. Oh, and there's another Cambridge that is ready to go. I just need to label it and make a handle for it. So there's 0 point in it being in that bag or box. Okay. No, we can't do this quite yet because I need the off-white with gold teeth, which is like right here somewhere. La 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 la. La 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 la. Where did you go? Because I had a bunch of supplies here that we've been using regularly, so they've just been chilling, waiting to be used. Okay, there we go. And that gave me way more black with silver teeth too. Yay, we win. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, we do have a lot of that. Okay, we do actually need more off-white with gold. Okay, so exterior pocket amount. Do I? And of course, I don't have my shears. They're over here. Okay, zipper time. And that also needs a amount here. Okay, so there's the upper portion of that. Someone posted a trick online the other day for not having to like sew the edge. So we're going to test that today. I was thinking black and silver for this, but now I'm like, maybe we have an off-white and silver. We have off-white and silver that, oh, we do. We actually have quite a bit. I don't think I realized that we had off-white and silver, but with the iridescence, hell yeah, that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to trim this down because apparently it's all over the place. And then we're going to do zipper pocket zip. And also the upper body zip. Okay. Now we are going to have to go in and see if what zipper pull, like zipper tabs we need as well. We'll have to do that actually fairly rapidly. I need actual white and silver for, oh, or is that a color we don't have? No, I have, oh, there it is. Nope, that's rainbow teeth, which is not going to work for this. Okay, so do we do rainbow? Or no, sorry, off-white or black. It's definitely got to be silver teeth because this peony fabric is overwhelmingly, oh god, yeah, off-white. Okay. Okay. I think this is going to be black and gold, probably. As long as we've still got black and gold, we do. Good. Yep. No, we're not cutting Traveler Sling ones right now. Wait, did I just cut that last one like way too long? Are we good? No, I actually cut it too short. Okay. Okay, we can trim it down like a tick more and we can just use it in the Traveler Sling. Oh, I'm cutting Traveler Sling ones. Whoopsie-daisy. Oh well. Incidentally, we are cutting Traveler Sling ones. I think this needs that off-white and silver as well because this is like a very cool toned back. What else do we need to do? We need to swap to that other, the foot that will work for that's like for the wax canvas. We'll do that after we have the zippers in these portions. And then what else? This is definitely off-white and gold because it's such a gold toned background, right? Yes. And this is why it's like as inefficient as it probably is to trim all of these individually. If there is a mistake, I'm not cascading that through all of the zippers. Because you know what would suck worse? Cascading a mistake through all the zippers. So this is just a pause to like ensure that things are good. Apparently we are itchy. Okay, I think this one needs to be black and gold because, oh fuck yeah, that looks really good together actually. All right. And then the next one will be navy and gold because it's the navy with the geometric patterns. Okay, and I think this should be off-white and gold as well. And there's all the zippers cut for this round, ignoring Traveler Slings, which we will do later. Okay. We're also even going to ignore the whole long zippers for now. We are literally just going to sew the interior zips. I can just shuffle there for now. Okay, now we need the interiors for the pockets. Okay, those are all body interiors. Pretty sure those are something something and something something else. Okay, where did your zipper pocket linings go? Actually, that makes more sense to leave with the panel. That's actually going to be it. Nope, 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 nope. Yes. Yes. Good. Okay. That's only 2 of them. These are too big to be zipper pocket panels. Maybe this one? 3, 4? 3, 4? Looks like it. And then actually I think there's supposed to be 1 blue pocket maybe. Oh no, there is a, this is it. 5. Okay, so stripy pocket is for, hi Wendy, it's going okay. I was quiet this morning because I was like, I need less stimulus to try and get all these cuts done proper, so that's why we're here now instead of earlier. Okay, fans, actually, yeah, fans, 1, river floral. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit wide, but that's okay. I prefer it to be a little bit wide versus too short. Floral river, and pretty sure that iridescent. Because, yeah, like this is definitely... Okay, that's the interior slip pocket for sure. Peonies. Floral balls, and then the other ones. So 1, 2... 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. That's the ones that we added. Thank you. It's finally coming together. We got all the zippers ready, so now we gotta. I was just making sure that we got all our like lining together as well. Okay. I don't think this is where we're supposed to start, but it's where I'm mentally ready to start. So that's what we're having at right now. Means I don't have to swap any feet or anything like that. I do need to do all the zipper pulls, don't I? Are my zipper pulls. There we go. I don't move them. I swear they move themselves. Okay. Oh, now we gotta deal with the fucking packaging nightmare that are these zipper pulls. I'm actually... Ow. Come on. My whip bin is in front of the drawer, so of course it's like... letting me open it far enough to get the silvers. Good enough. 2 silvers up in the gold bin. Fine. Okay. So I know I usually complain about freaking like plastic wrapping the poles. I understand why they do it. But this is even worse. It's like tape. So they're all stuck here. And then it's like you gotta like jailbreak the frickin' zipper tab. I'm just like, and it's like, it's not even, so it's not like they're vacuum packed, so I cut it and it opens up. It's like actual like, and it's not like, because it's not tape, but it's like, ugh. Whine, whine, whine. Bitch and complain. Oh no, I get to do something I enjoy most days. But seriously, come on. Okay, there are certain portions of any job you're not going to like, whether it's a dream job or not. There we go. Right. I'm like, I pulled 4 packs out. I'm not going to open all 4 packs. I'm only going to open 2 packs because we need 11 zipper. We need 22 zippers total, and we did actually have quite a few silver pulls, so we'll prep 2 of these packs because each pack is 10 or something like that. Ugh. All right. Leave those on top because we are probably going to need them for traveler slings. Because, you know, I guess traveler slings need zippers too. Yeah, and it's, I'm like, I wonder if it's better if I like just stretch them out instead of cutting them out. But no, it's not. And that's because it's like, it just basically stretches this film over top of them instead of like releasing it. So it just thins and ugh. Ugh. Also, half like I probably should dig through the pile and do all the zipper pulls at the same time, I guess. Yeah. I know, right? I don't know if you're around for that, but I was saying I think it was last night or something, that I was making them do, I was feeling guilty because I was having them help me do some stuff, like open up little baggies and bag a bunch of little accessory things. And then I was like, wait, no, this is excellent fine motor skills. Because they had to open the bags, put the thing in, and close the bags. Pattern matching and counting, because there had to be 2 in each bag, and they had to match. And then they also had to have like the spatial awareness of placing the item in the bag so that it looks good too. So the eldest definitely took more pride in their work than the youngest, but given their age difference, that makes sense. And then they'll be able to help put them out when we're up at Dawson Creek this week. And then they'll be able to see their like work on display, which is really fun actually too. So okay, there we go. More coffee. I intentionally made the coffee a little bit weaker and I regret my decisions. But I've been noticing I probably should cut back on the caffeine consumption. And so I was like, oh, I'll just grind less beans. I'm going to take the rest of my cream upstairs and the coffee pot. I'll be right back in a second. But, because, yeah, I've been getting some more heart palpitations than normal. So I'm like, I should cut back on the caffeine again, I guess. All my fun stuff is going away. Dallas got everything that we need for, like, the remainder of the stuff that we needed for the, for that stuff. You're like, what? That's not very descriptive. I know it's not very descriptive. All right. Actually, sorry. I do need to run upstairs and go to the washroom, and then we'll come back downstairs and do zipper tabs. But I will be right back, Wendy. Sorry. All right, I have returned. It's Revenge of the Period Day today, apparently. So it's just like, ugh, gross. All right, zip pulls on, and then we can start sewing. Finally. So last night we got all the exteriors for the Kato that like had been previously to like do the things. Holy shit. Where was I going with that? Oh, Kato are ready to just be smashed together. We do need to cut leather. I am thinking we'll go in and we'll cut the leather for these and those and crossbody straps all at the same time because there's no point in not. And then we'll go from there. I don't know. I will be on again tonight after dinner as well. This will kind of be like 2 short streams today, which is good. Those are all gold, and then I think we had a black and silver. Did we? Nope. Everything else. It's gold. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is true. Yay, dental hospital. Blah. I guess it's what, like Thursday there still, so. Hey, we get to putter around together then at least. Listen to the. So we are reading When the Moon Hatched for book club, but I'm actually reading that with my eyeballs, so I haven't had a lot of opportunities to sit down with that recently because when the kids have been going to bed, I've been doing other stuff, mostly work stuff. But I listened to the Lost Bookshop. I can't remember the author. It was a really good premise, but the main male character was terrible. He was just, ugh. I don't know. But so the premise is that it's like this, a guy in Ireland buys a library that's going to get deconstructed in Italy and brings it to Ireland to like build his shop. And basically it's magic. So, and it seems like the gist of it is that the shop essentially like selects its salespeople, something. Anyway, you're following like one of the big woman booksellers of the early 20th century and stuff like that, and touches on a lot of stuff. But the female main character is really good too, and the main male, I could just be like, it would have been a better story without him. Anyway, I don't know. Just a dweeb. Aw, thanks. I need to actually post some of the videos. I did get some videos of them in Japan from like the back that I need to actually like post because they had a lot of fun. I'm definitely dropping balls though, because it's like, so, okay, one of these is legitimately not my fault. First one though, it's like, I did drop the ball. The kindergarten, they like post their schedule at the beginning of the year or before the beginning of the year, and then just, I don't know, expect you to have everything in your calendar, even if they don't give you dates. It's weird. Again, I think I've talked about this, but my like main complaint about this kindergarten is parent, like communication to the parents. Anyway, but this was actually communicated to us that there's a field trip on Friday. We were emailed about it 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, okay, but the thing is that we already had plans. Like, we're going to go to Calgary Expo because it's like, kids have never been. I want a reconnaissance for the business. Blah, 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 right? Like, just multiple factors. And then it's like, yeah. So now my eldest is missing out on a field trip. There's other kiddos missing out on field trips too, but I'm just like, really? It's like hidden in this email about, or along with, like, how to select indoor shoes. And I'm like, they've had indoor shoes since September. Why? What changed? But at least I did read that email, because then there's information about one of the other field trips in like May or something like that. Then the one that is not my fault is the soccer group. So I booked the kids specifically in Tuesday, Thursdays at 5, because they have, they have sessions across from the school at the field that's right at the school. And I'm like, amazing. I can pick them up and we can like go to soccer, right? No, they got completely changed on us. So, and I did not get notified. I just randomly checked in our registration, which the website is so unfriendly to users. It's not even funny. The app isn't much better. I did download the app today because it is like minusculely better than the other stuff. And they've like completely changed their schedule. So Dallas got the email saying that like, hey, basically they had too many kids in each session, and so now they had to change a bunch of kids. So now instead of just going Tuesday, Thursday, we have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the Saturday one is at 8 fucking a.m. And I'm like, Saturday doesn't even work for us, because like half the time, because like I learned my lesson with gymnastics of don't book stuff on Saturdays, because it's just like, that is the first reset day for the weekend. Anyway, I am annoyed. And here's the thing, because I didn't get that email, if I hadn't actually looked at the fucking schedule randomly, because I got twigged that maybe I should look, we would have been SOL completely. Like, oh yeah, and then not only that, but the sessions that are on Tuesday, Thursdays are at a different field. I'm like, well, I would have actually done like a later class then, because it's going, yeah. I am super annoyed. At least the app actually has the like dates for it now, so it's just like I go in and do it, but still, an 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Wine. Glad the kids are in soccer. I just wish that hadn't happened. They'll enjoy it. That's the thing. They enjoyed it. Well, okay, they enjoyed it last year at least, so. Okay, zipper pocket lining right side up. Center the zipper, of course, and then baste in place. No. The zipper pull when closed should be on the right. Okay, that's the info I needed. So when this is here, this is here. And then are we sewing the bottom or the top first? Oh, cool. We are actually not that far ahead of where we're supposed to be. Place the lower zipper panel right sides together with the lining. Okay. Lower. Okay. It's not just me. I'm just like, well, and then Dallas didn't get, okay, so I didn't get the schedule change email. The other thing about it is that they just said that it was going to change. They didn't even give him any details, which like, and also it starts on Tuesday. So they decided to tell us probably about a week in advance. I'm like, and I'd already emailed the woman and been like, so what's happening? And now I feel like a dick, but ugh. I did email her back, and I was like, oh, okay. My husband, just a heads up, I didn't get this email. My husband got this email, and like, we will change our schedule accordingly. But come on, so fucking annoying. Anyway, we are lucky the kids can be in soccer. Major cat problem. But it does actually impact some of the stuff that the eldest is in. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, now I gotta figure out how to get the youngest to some of these, because it's like, I also don't book Saturdays as much in the spring, because guess what? I have on Saturdays a lot shows like Otafest. And the eldest is gonna have a bunch of stuff, like has a bunch of stuff for Girl Guides coming up, and ugh. So now I'm gonna have to figure out how to get them to both locations, I guess. Probably should just talk to my in-laws about the Girl Guide conflicting one, because that's basically like I have to drive out and drop them off, and there's no like, I don't have enough time between the end of the soccer session and the beginning of the day camp to do that. So bleh. Bleh. If you're just joining, normally we are talking about sewing, but I'm talking about stuff that's impacting our sewing abilities right now. I'm going to put the stripies up top because I think that's where they're supposed to go anyway. I did. Okay. Why, yes, we're chain piecing this. Why would we not? Actually, oh, I wonder. I know the one that's conflicting. It's a rally in Calgary, which I have a feeling if we're a little bit late for, that's not a big deal. And then Otafest is definitely one where Dallas is not home. But he is, okay, no, I don't have to worry about the Sparks camp because Dallas is home. So one of us can drive the youngest to soccer, and one of us can drive the eldest to this day camp. Blah. No, apparently I have 2 gold lining fabrics. Hey, we're set up for the next set of like Dundurn. Yay, right? Because that's what that is. That's right. Yeah, okay, it's not like a slip pocket interior or something like that. Good, good. Okay. When I was doing these, I should have split them into the like shorter and longer zips apparently, because now those are all shorts. These are longs. Good. Long, long, long. One, wait, this is the last one for this. No. Okay. That's the trim up edge right there. Okay. So this one, when I was cutting it up, I actually had our certificate of authentication, basically, a little sticker inside of it that said that it was 100% silk and all the threads are metal, 100% metal. And it was an authentication from Nishijin, the Nishijin textile district in Kyoto. So now I'm super curious what metals there actually are and which threads are metal. I'm going to assume anything shiny in here is metal. And when I was actually cutting it up today, and that's particularly like true, I think, of the background color, but it's like, so is this copper or is this actually gold? Either way, super fucking cool. Really doesn't matter. It's just really cool. Okay. Pink is going into this. Stripes are going into the red fans. Pink is going into the peonies. And this rose one is going into the iridescent one. And I also have the rose one down for the this other one here, the Floral River. But really, I could also use the gold that's here for that one if I really want. So, okay, I'm just just like make sure that everything still is matching up before we sew this. That is not the right way to do the zip. Blah. It's supposed to be this way. That is too wide. Just ever so slightly. And everything has been Scotch guarded, which means that, what? Really? Okay, let's find out. Fuck yeah. So if it doesn't burn green, then that means it's gold, right? Basically. I'm like, where are my scraps? I don't want to burn a piece that has Scotch guard on it. Let's find a piece that's like not Scotch guarded. Like, how small a piece do we need? I don't want to cut too big a piece. Actually, I'll just cut I'll cut a little circle in the one right here, or a little triangle. It's probably enough, right? And then, so the part of what makes me wonder if it's, oh, this might not be. It should be these threads in the back, but like, okay, let's snag some of the threads too. So what I'm thinking is when I look at the back here, there's a bunch of what like looks like tinsel basically, and I have a feeling that that is the metal thread. All those little silver glinty pieces. Right? Yeah, don't burn the Scotch guard stuff. That, Dallas and I were discussing it, and he's like, they say to do it outside. And I'm like, well, that's impractical here because it's like, if I spray it outside, then it's just going to catch all the dirt, is what I was thinking. And I'm like, and I did it in the garage, and the one thing I do need to do is I do actually need to get myself a respirator. I'm like, that is the one thing that the next safety concern is the respirator. But, and then next time, so yesterday I did it and then I closed the garage door. I'll just make sure that I'm around the house so that I can leave the garage door open and I run a fan, basically. So I'm like, I don't know how to do this otherwise. All right. But yeah, because it still was pretty stinky today. Woo. Oh, that is very self-extinguishing. So this should be, yeah. I don't know why I stuck that right in my nose. Anyway, so this looks like it's actually the silk part. Yep. Smells like silk. Flakes like silk. But it definitely has a metallic thread on top. So that's what I'm wondering, is this like, no, so actually it did not burn any color. I think this is silver. I'm like, should I be taking this to go get melted down and like and get back my money's worth and like, or more in the freaking stuff? Anyway, no, this looks like this isn't burning green. I'm gonna try one more time on this side. Problem is on top of silk, and the silk is self-extinguishing, so no. But there is no hint of green. Okay. There's definitely some silver mixed in there, so we're just going to set. Nope. So in that case, it's very likely gold. Wow. Okay. There is no green involved there at all. I don't know why that makes me more nervous to work with it, but I am slightly more hours to work with it now. The thing about this one too, though, is it's like in perfect shape, so it feels like no one actually wore it. And guys, I'm not paying metal thread prices for these obi either. That's the insane part of this. Like, criminy. Especially not with the price of like silver and gold as it is right now. Insanity. Like, what? Okay, so that needs to go. That's the zip top piece here. This one is not anything insane. What was the other one? This is the other one that actually did have, I saw there was a portion of the Nishijin textile label that was like still stuck to the back of the obi. I did not, so it wasn't on there, so I can't tell you it's, but that's going to tell me it's silk. And if this is the same as this, then this right here is probably silver as well. I did keep the maker's mark though. That's going to go on the top of the pocket, which is super fun. It is crazy. I'm like, hell. What is going on? What have I got myself into? What the fuck? Why is this not cut down? I swear I cut it down. Unless this is supposed to be for a different pocket, which is also possible. Let's check the measurement. Nope. It's not wide enough for the other pocket. Fuck. Okay. Fine. Trim it down, trim it down, trim it down. There we go. I'm also going to trim the excess interfacing because it does still make it easier to see our stitch lines. Okay, there we go. Okay, this was black with gold. The rest of these probably also need a trim down, it looks like. Really? Are you all too large? Yeah, you're actually all too large. It's like there is a certain amount of tolerance for like it being too wide, but this is beyond too wide, or like that tolerance. It's kind of like how I get with the house. I know when I am like, holy crap, it's messy in here, that we definitely need to be tidying up. Because my chaos tolerance is pretty high. Now, would it be better to have a tidier house? Probably. But again, same idea as a studio. If you've got a tidy house, you're not having much fun. So that's what I'm seeing. Anyway, this was like an inch too large. So definitely need to trim this up. That's better. I know they're only rectangle cuts, but I'm still actually super tempted to do templates for them because it just makes my life easier to just lay it on top, especially when you're doing multiple layer cuts. So don't be surprised if the next round I've done that. So, right, and housework is the best place for it to give. Okay. I am at the point though where it's like, okay, so for the last little while I've been having the kids put their clothes away. Now I want them to start like, I think it's age appropriate that they can pattern recognize enough to like, if I put it in a pile, they should be able to like, so like sort out the eldest from the youngest clothing. I don't expect them to do that. But then from that pile of their own clothing to be able to sort their stuff out to put away. I think that's appropriate. Because I'm like, it's not like I can't. But I'm like, I think the better description is I think they can. So I think that's something that I'm going to, I did try to do that this week, but then it was just like, I wasn't able to actually give them guidance on, like, I think what I gotta do is I'm gonna have them sit down with me to do the general, like, sort, and then then hopefully they'll have the idea of what they need to do to be able to actually do that. Because washing laundry and putting laundry away are two extremely different jobs. All right. And this one is going with this one. And then I think do black and gold here, right? No. Wait. Really? Did I do black and gold here? Looks good. That looks fine. I feel like I did off-white and silver, but no, that's too stark. Black is quite stark as well, but it's not as jarring as the off-white actually is. Just the tones in the obi. So we're going, this is the royal we for my next trip to Japan. I booked back in Hirakatashi because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, A, it's cheaper. Oh no, that's good. And then B, I'm now refamiliarized with like Hirakata, and realistically, it's like, it's easier to get food there. It's easy to get into Kyoto and Osaka from there. It's easy to access from like Narita because I'm not flying from Narita to Kansai. I'm going to take the train. And the thought process behind that one is that, sorry, I'm just like, which one should we use? Because this is what I planned. Yeah, that's better because it's a little bit lighter actually. And then we can use this one later. The reasoning behind not flying into Itami or Kansai International is because different baggage limits compared to, although I guess if I booked just a one-way ticket, oh, maybe I should look at that. Because realistically, I was actually, I wish there was a way for me to be able to do it without any checked baggage on the way there. But the problem is that carrying around those duffel bags at like Kitano or anywhere else to like pick out obi and kimono, mostly obi, I don't think that would be very nice to do. Super tempted though, because like then I could just do like my pink like my normal backpack and a carry-on. And I did check. I can check up to 4 bags with WestJet on the way home. And it's like, it's a little bit more expensive than doing, actually, I don't know what the overweight fee would be. So it might be the same, but it'll give me a little bit more wiggle room so that if one is overweight, we can just put another bag in. So I think we're going to aim for 4 bags of fabric on this trip as well. Between both obi kimono mix and that other stuff. You know, the other things. Cottons and all that fabric. I promise I'm not normally this dumb sounding. Okay, she wants me to top stitch. Fuck. We're going to sew the other side and then we will sort out the top stitching portion, because I'm also like, a lot of these need to have a thread swap before we do it. Like, okay, so what do we need to do? That's definitely a light stitch. These two are as well. The fans are not. That one is. The Sakura is. Actually, okay. The majority of these are light stitched, and then there's like 2 dark stitched ones. So, I'm going to go in and do the other section, and then these need to be top stitched before I can put the wax canvas on. But by the time we get to the wax canvas, I'll be swapping to the black anyway, because all the wax canvas gets stitched in black. Okay. Is it true that like if I were to use like a dark gray or a gray of some description, I wouldn't have to do quite so many, or a taupe? I wouldn't need, like, does it blend in as much as everyone says it does? I'm assuming it does because everyone talks about it. So like, would I be able to go in and like, oh wait, how does she want me to top stitch these? Because if, no, they do have to be top stitched now. Fuck. Okay. Because otherwise you catch all the layers. Okay. Well, here we go. We will top stitch all the white ones, and then the other ones will just wait until we have the it's ready to go. Okay. 4mm stitch length, because top stitching does not need to be the same height as the, or same length as construction length. And I like the look of the 4mm on, especially the obi. Oh, that. Oh my god, look at how perfect that worked out with that stripe. Fuck yes. Okay. This Sakura one, I remember exactly who I bought it. Well, okay, I don't know who I bought it from, but I remember buying it, because she's the woman that I returned to for that really spectacular iridescent obi. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah. Like, just fucking amazing. Still laugh a little bit because she's still shocked to see me come back, and it's like, hell, I'm still telling the story about how I would have regretted that if I hadn't bought it. And it's been almost 4 years, so definitely worth it. And definitely those ones that I found this time remind me a lot. I'm still super curious if maybe they're from the same workshop, maybe? Totally possible. Ooh, yeah, that actually really needed a top stitch, because otherwise this would have really impeded the zipper, because it has a lot of stitching in the back there. And because it's so thick, the top stitch is practically invisible. Lovely. Okay. Yes, I am finger pressing these. It's fine. It's all fine. Especially with the obi. They're quite heavy once you get the interfacing back into them or onto them, so. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put the tops on. We're gonna top stitch it. And then we're going to do the slip pocket construction and do the top stitching there as well, while we still have the white thread in. And then we'll swap to the black thread, because the black thread will also be like the zipper tabs and everything like that. I was like, there's a reason why we didn't do zipper tabs yet, and it's because it's black thread. That's why. Okay. Boom. And then this was the cut edge so that we can match stuff up as close as possible. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I'm going to take out the 2 pieces that are dark stitched because may as well just completely ignore them. We're doing the basket weave one next, and then there's the Sakura Magatama. Okay, that's interesting to know. Actually read. Cool. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Usually, like, the black and the white usually go fine, but it's more just like if I didn't have to do this thread switching, it would be really nice. Damn thread switching. I only use 2 colors now. Like, what is this nonsense? I used to use a bunch of different colors, and now it's just like, nope. Obi, 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 bags, bags, bags. Obi, 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 bags, bags, bags. Gotta do the leather for the couple and all of these bags, bags, bags. Actually, I think a lot of these are going to go really nicely with the espresso leather for the totes. So for this set, we're going to be doing a, this is all a top stitch length. Well, 2 seams are better than 1. Yeah, we're gonna go down on the length of the shoulder straps. Because the one thing I didn't like about the Dundurn that I made in September is once you got them finished, the leather was really heavy and it made it really floopy. And I don't want to go down in my leather amount because then you get stretchy handles. Okay, like I can't reduce on that. Anyway, so that's part of what we're smashing up with the Aberdeen, or from the Aberdeen, is that we're going to be doing the handle length, or the shoulder strap length of that. Did I not? No, I didn't. Oh my god. I didn't top stitch that one. Did I not top stitch this? Nope. Apparently they did. Okay. And I would have to, okay, I could top stitch them afterwards, but I would have to remove the zipper pulls. And you know what I hate more than the zipper pull? Doing that. Or just swapping right now. Having to redo zipper pulls. Okay. Better. I'm reaching for the next piece. I'm like, no, no, no. No, 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 no. That's not what we need to do. We need to do the top stitching first. Okay. Back to construction length. Now we'll finish up the rest of these light pockets. Okay, so if I sew this like this, the maker's mark will end up where it's supposed to. Okay, cool. 3D processing wasn't working. One thing I am fighting right now is Cricut, the design space, because I'm Dallas went and got Coroplast today, which is basically it's a corrugated plastic. And that's what we're going to do some of the new signage. That is not anywhere near attached. I don't think. It's really close, but it's not good. Anyway, he went and picked it up for me today. He says it should work, but I'm going to do like vinyl transfers for it, which I don't, in what time? Seriously. But I was trying to do it on the laptop last night, and it was like, we can't save your project. You need to contact member services. And I'm like, eh? And then so I went in on the phone, and it's working fine on the phone. I'm like, okay. But I do remember that in the summer, it was also like freaking out and not letting me cut some of the stuff off the phone. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't want to go out and buy a new Cricut right now. Although the machine has been shockingly good, or like shockingly useful actually, which is insane. Because I bought it to do, I had this like grand ideas. Actually, no, back up. I got triggered into buying a Cricut a few years ago because someone was like, you can cut fabric on Cricuts. Now, little did I know that most Cricut or most patterns don't have an SVG. That's fine. I was like, okay, cool. The other projects that I've been wanting to do is like cut tags and sell tags for like knitting journals. No, I still have not done that. Do I have paper to do it? Yep. Have I done it? Nope. Whatever. Stuff just doesn't happen sometimes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 cut. Oh, there. Okay. I'm like, we're missing one here somewhere. Okay, where's your top? Anyway, but we've been able to do a lot of stuff on it that like I've been able to then do in house instead of having to like send out somewhere else, which saved you a lot of fucking money, guys. So like we did the canopy side hanging sign last year. What's the other things? The big one that I did that I've been really proud of is the little belly bands for the planner pouches. Nope. Lining has to go up too, Katie. Fuck. God, I'm over. This is why I cut these in the morning instead of last night, because I was like, I need a fresher brain. Apparently, I might still need a fresher brain. Does anyone have one? Okay, there we go. Good thing this one doesn't have any curves. Anyway, yeah, the belly bands. I'm also using it for like grime guards. We've done wraps for those, and I'm thinking I should probably, oh yeah, especially with the new rack. I think we'll cut little wrap things for the scrunchies as well. Realistically, I should be running those right now. Because then, ooh, and then we could barcode the scrunchies and we could put prices. I got myself a pricing gun, so we could put prices on all of the scrunchies, and then I wouldn't have to worry about scrunchy things like signs falling off. My God. Okay, there we go. That is all of them stitched, except for the dark ones, because the dark ones need to have black top stitching. Now we're going to open up, and we're going to top stitch this section, hopefully. Ooh, no, first off, we're going to make sure that that zipper is actually caught in its stitching. Okay. That does not surprise me that that got missed, actually, because it's really thick right there. Now are we good? Now we're good. Okay. Sweet. Anyway, so yeah, but back on the Cricut, it's like, it has been extremely useful, and I hope it's not dying because I don't want to have to buy a new one. Because realistically, if I do buy a new one, I am going to upgrade to what's... So right now I have the Explorer 2, which is probably why it's having difficulties, is they might be obsoleting it. I don't know. Hope not. But I would be looking towards like purchasing a maker instead, which is significantly more expensive and not something I want to do, but honestly would probably be one of the first things that I do replace in the studio. Yeah, because again, nope, we're still not done. Katie, hey, we didn't do the Sakura one. Good God. Okay, well, we'll top stitch these and then we'll do the Sakura one and it can just run through on its own. Yeah, but the maker actually has a little rotary blade cutter. And so it would actually be able to cut more fabric items without like interfacing, which is the big thing you have to do for it to work with the one I currently have is everything has to be interfaced, which most of the time it is anyway. It's not a big deal, but actually I can't think of anything where it wouldn't be interfaced. So maybe I don't need a maker and I would just end up with like an Explorer again as well. And this is significant because the price difference is a couple $100 sort of thing. So anyway, semi good Cricut vibes when I actually I have to wait to cut everything until tomorrow anyway, because it turns out that the amount of vinyl that I got Dallas to purchase today was not enough. So although now that I think of it, I'm like, wait. Oh, no, that's right. Oh, no. It doesn't work. I'm like, I've got it's almost 16 feet worth of, like, signage, which it's only a 20-foot booth. And so, oh, that needs a little bit of a tack down on that end so that the zipper's caught. Weird. Apparently, I started and finished that a little bit too early. I'm not going to worry too much about that being top stitch length either, because it'll be fine. Yeah, because actually what I was thinking is we're going to stack a lot of the words. So it'll be like bags made from Japanese like whatever it was, Japanese fabrics or hand-picked Japanese fabrics. But I made all the words the same height. And there's only 12 inches vertical space. Ah, damn. Okay. So I got to figure out. Yeah. Anyway, I still have, having more of the brown vinyl is not going to be a bad thing. I maybe didn't need. Yeah, whatever. I'll use it eventually. Basically, it's a giant like craft roll, and having it on the giant craft roll is actually not the worst thing for me, because I use the brown from this company a significant amount for because it's basically the brown that I use for a lot of my logos and stuff anyway when I'm doing like color codes in places. Now I'm like, do I? So yeah, so if we've got 12 inches vertical space, and most of the lettering should probably be around 5.5 inches high. This is why I needed to actually get this like designed last night, but then it was freaking out on the laptop, and I'm like, I do not have the mental like space to do this on the phone right now, because I dicked around with the laptop too long. All right. These are gonna look really good. I'm really excited about these totes. More coffee. Who do I have a text message from? Probably from myself. Nope. actual conversations. Shocking. Okay, cool. Nothing pressing, however. Okay. That is done. Now we need to do the slip pockets that are the light slip pockets because these still need to be top stitched with white. And then we're going to go in and we're going to do, yeah, and then we can go in and we can do all the dark stitched stuff. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so here's a general overview. This is going to be the slip pocket for this one, which you can't see because the light is too bright. We've got the iridescent florals, which like that gradient looks fucking amazing towards the bottom. It's a lot. It's a very different color in person now than what I remember getting it at Totes. So I love it though. Still love it. Just different. Okay, there's the floral balls and motifs, and then I'm calling that stuff in the back a basket weave. I'm sure there's a Japanese term for it, but I don't know what it is. Probably should look that up, Katie. Eventually. I have such like just an like icing layer of knowledge about Japanese textiles. Sometimes it feels like I'm a little bit of a fraud. That's where my imposter syndrome comes in sometimes. And then I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I love that we got the maker's mark up top there for the slip pocket. Oh, look at that. Yes. And that is actually going to not be obliterated by the seam, I don't think either. No, it should be like right at the top of the seam when we actually sew it in. Fuck yeah, that's gonna be so cool. I love that because now it's like this, like, again, I'm always talking about the whole thing of like, what did these obi do before, right? What stories did they have to tell? And the maker's mark being there is just so cool. Anyway, it's also just a gorgeous obi. I did not actually fully clue into the fact that we've got like 1.5 motif. Stuck with it now. I'm not changing it. Magatama, which is super cute. It's a really gorgeous yellow, like a true yellow, which is really nice. It's hard to sometimes find the good, like non-neon yellows. This one is orange, but it's got this really nice gold and silver flecking in the back. I have made lots of bags out of this. This is, I think, the last of the fabric. We obviously still have the slip pocket, but like in general. And then what I'm terming floral river, mostly because on the full obi, it like does this kind of up in a serpentine. All right, so there's all of them. Now, the hard part. Okay, that's all. We can safely ignore the other side of this pile because it is all traveler slings. No questions. I think these two look like they're probably... Okay. Those are slip pockets for the interiors. Which actually, if I look at the instructions, we probably could stitch now too while we still have the white thread in. It's not like that's going to disrupt this. And then they would be ready for top stitching when the time came. Oh, that's right. The interior slip pockets are not just slam them together. No, they're fancy. Okay. That's not that bad though. We can definitely work with that. Okay. We don't need the main panels right now because we don't need to stitch to the main panels right now. So I'm going to pop them up on so that I don't panic. They are on the cutting table right behind me. Because if I inform someone else, it's more likely that I will remember. Okay, this, damn it. We do need black thread before I thought we did. Oh shit. Okay, so it's going to end up with a, okay. All right, so that's going to end up being either I top stitch the wax canvas in white or I top stitch this in black, and I'm going to lean towards this gets top stitched in black. Wait. Yes, because like in the cases of it being the full obi with the cross, it's fine. But in the cases where it's wax canvas, I'm going to sway towards doing to not being high contrast with the wax canvas. Okay, so that is a later thing. What are you? You look like you are one of the slip pockets for the interior. Yes, you are. Okay, so this one and this one and this one are all light top stitched. This one. Okay, yeah, and then like in this case, oh, this one is actually the width. Hell yeah, so it can get white stitched. Sweet. Okay, and then we need its interiors is the next. Oh, right, those interiors are going to be there as well. Okay. Do have this guy, which would have been paired with this one. Sneaky. And this one is here. Good. Okay, so there's two. And then the Magatama, which is getting white stitched on the pocket, is going to get dark stitched on the front. That's acceptable, especially because the lining for it is actually dark as well. And then I just have to find its frame pieces in the wax canvas afterwards. Okay, cool. Okay. That's the split of the pile. Slip pockets will get done in a bit, I guess. There's only 3 here for the new ones. And then there's the interior slip pockets here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, oh, there's 4 here. Where's the last slip pocket? Okay, so rose, rose, pink, blue, which is going to go with the other pink. And then, oh, and then this is the last slip pocket. Okay, and then this is the last slip pocket. Sweet. Okay. And then the white stitching for these guys is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the rest of these are going to be dark stitched. All right. Okay. All right, everything there now is dark stitched. So we are stitching slip pockets for the like interior slip pockets and exterior slip pockets. Brains, 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 brains. Okay, we don't need that tab anymore. Do we need the interior slip pocket tab? Ooh, and we are going to want to stitch these into the inside of the bags that we're doing these for too, because then they're stitched onto the bag with their correct color as well. First things first, let's do our actual. So this is an extra step that I do because I am not going to put an obi like this on the front as a slip pocket. So they're getting lining. Did I mess up my cuts on a lot of these? Yes, actually. A lot of them are not quite tall enough, but that's okay. How do we want to orient this? Do we want it that way, or do we want it this to the bottom? That to the bottom. That's what we're doing. I want to highlight this rose that's on this hori that we are using, and so now we're good. Now we're gonna go in and stitch. Stitchy, stitchy, stitch. Anyway, because, yeah, so typically this pocket is made in wax canvas. When I'm doing the cotton versions, it gets waxed canvas. These are not cotton versions. These are the kimono and obi versions. So they get a little bit extra fabric so that like it's lined and it's just nice. So like Katie, that's a lot of words to say that you're doing it because it's going to look good. Yep. Yes, it is. Okay, now the ones, if they are cut a little bit too small, we'll just adjust our seam allowance. It's fine. I did forget on a couple of the ones that we just cut that I needed to like account for That, mostly the ones where I'm cutting them and they have to be framed, to be honest, are the ones that are suffering a little bit. Well, okay, so now where's your guy? Oh, right, they're up here. Ah! Don't push it on that. Oh my god. My mat is broken, and so now it's like fighting me when I go to roll around a bit. Okay. So, we are going to need interiors for 5. I think this is like... Okay, those are main lining pieces. Main lining, main lining, main lining, main lining, main lining, main lining, main lining. And then I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Floral River, fans, wherever the hell this was for. Oh, this is for the gradient. Yep. The blue is for the peonies when we get to the peonies. And this pink is for the floral. Okay. And then, so blue for the peonies, which is down here because it has to get its finagling done. Off-white for gradient, which is going to be, is down here. Okay. Off-white for gradient, which is that one. Off-white for Floral River, I think, right? Fans, which is dark stitching. Off-white for Floral River. And pink here for floral balls. Okay, cool. Holy fuck. Okay, what do we want to do here? So it is slightly directional. I did break my own rules a little bit. Peonies run this way. But do we want it to go that way, or do we want it, oh god, no, that it is this way. I don't know why, but just I think the way that the sakura here is running, this, I want this to be the orientation. Yep, cool. Okay, now did we get enough? We got enough, but we do need to do a smaller seam allowance. Okay, glad I checked. Stretchy. Just had a panic moment of like, are we at construction length? We're totally, or it's fine. We're all good. Now we're just gonna go slow along here because I probably should have put the kimono down instead of all that embroidery with the interfacing because my machine, I'm out of bobbin thread. My machine's feed dogs does not like this interfacing to begin with, and then it's squishy underneath the interfacing because of all the embroidery threads too. Trials and tribulations of sewing OB. Okay. I love how I'm being so particular about so much of this, and then like most of the detailing for these bags is still going to be dark top stitch once I actually get to the, oh, there we go. Once I get to freaking like finishing top stitches and stuff. Oh well, it's the thought at this moment that counts, right? So, all right, back on track. Let's wind the bobbin. Good. Yay. Success. Okay, we learned our lesson there. Now, which way of this one do we want to have down? I feel like, do we want it to be oriented with the majority of the river flowing up here? Or do we want oriented with the majority of the river flowing down? No. Right? I'm not crazy. That just doesn't feel as good. Yeah. Right? Because that's, yeah, if I stitch up here, yeah. that's how it'll go. Cool. Okay. Boom, boom. Oh man, you were like getting ready and they call you and tell you that like, can you come in early? Ugh, of course, right? No. Well, at least you got told what, like an hour beforehand, I guess. And now you have clean hair. Wins. I'm like trying to plot out exactly when I'm going to wash my hair for this week because I'm like, I think we might go to the pool before we go to Expo on Friday. Maybe? If timing permits. Actually, that is a very good point, is I don't know if we can get into the swimming pool that early because they do swim lessons in the morning. This isn't even a question. The pink goes to the bottom with this guy. Did we leave enough cut? Hell yeah, we did. Okay, I did actually pretty good on these ones. Like I said, I think it's the other ones running the other way. Yay! That's exciting. Well, now you get to hang out for longer. Until dinner time or whatever for me, I guess. Telus is like, what are we having? I'm like, I don't know, man. A, you did the grocery shopping, and B, we have a bunch of like meat in the freezer, so just have that. I'm not gonna complain because you're cooking, so. Right, like. There. Okay. There is all of these slip. Oh, I guess I could have continued on and done the interior slip pockets. Well. Actually, no, because the interior slip pockets need two lines of stitching. Oh, come here. All right, so there's those done. Where did I put all the slip pockets? I don't even know anymore. La, 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 la. They have all disappeared. Okay, well, these will I'll top stitch these and then we will find the interior slip pockets. Get them going. Oh my goodness. Okay. So first I'm going to kind of like, there we go, flatten the seam this way. And we're going to finger press the seam down. Could it use an iron? Probably, but I feel like this will be fine. Pressy, 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 press. Right, exactly. That's what I was like. I don't know. And then he looked in the cupboard. I don't know what he was looking for because I was like, well, the shake and bake's over there because we've got a big pack of chicken thighs that would be delicious right now. I'm like, shake and bake some chicken thighs. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, not in that tone. But he's like, that's not what I was looking for. I'm like, okay. Maybe we'll end up with like mushroom sauce pork chops. That would be delicious. Because he's got green beans, so with like rice. Yum, yum, yum. I'm just like, I really don't care. Just cook what you desire. They also left for the pool like 2 hours ago, or hour and a half ago. Actually, no, it is 5 o'clock. Holy crap. Okay. When did that happen? Okay, I guess we've been online for over an hour and a half. Man, okay, never mind. That's right. It's like, I know that a lot of the time for these goes into prep. I did think that would be a little bit further along than that right now, but okay. Time is betraying me. So I told Dawson, I'm like, you gotta take the kids over the next couple nights, because the next few nights. Basically, it's like, you are home, you are taking the children this week, because that gives me like 12 to 15 extra hours of work. And I guess there was a lot of prep work today for like making sure these were trimmed down and stuff. And there's still some prep work to do for the kato, because we need to do leather. But we may as well do all the leather. So we're gonna, what is current trajectory? I think we'll probably get these to the point of like putting them together today. At least right now, that's what it feels like. It feels like we're gonna get it to that point. Leather work always takes longer than I anticipate. I always say it's like, oh, it's only going to be 4 hours, or it's only going to be an hour and a half. The Cambridge took me 4.5 hours the other day for like 11 straps, like crossbody straps, and like 11 sets of tabs, which tells me that we're probably going to end up with even longer on these because we've got the like tote handles. Well, and that didn't include the cutting of them either. Oh, fuck me. And not in the fun way. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Everything will be fine. But that'll be what a good part of tomorrow is devoted to, is leather prep and such. I am debating taking the rivet press up to Dawson, but I'm also at the same time, I'm like, when will I actually have time to rivet? Because we're setting up on Saturday night. I guess I would have some time on Sunday morning, but like that's leaving, like I will rivet stuff the night before Knit City, but riveting the morning of, I'm a little bit leery of. I'm like, that doesn't feel good. So I think we're going to try and get a lot of that finished here, but worst case scenario stuff. At the same time, I'm like, I should probably finish the needle stashers. So I think we will still take the rivet press, but it'll be for finishing the needle stashers that are like sewn. And that's the last thing that needs to happen is snaps. They have been waiting for snaps since before Knit City in September. Just tells me I probably, I don't know. And they sell decently enough when I actually have them ready. I just... Oh boy, apparently not, right? And that's the thing, it's like, yeah, no one. Oh well, I do this to myself. I'm also looking at my leather a little bit, I was thinking about my leather a little bit earlier today, and I'm like, I hope I have enough for what we're doing right now. I definitely do not want to invest in more leather right now. I'm like, ugh. I haven't actually looked at leather recently, so I don't even know what the cost of investing in leather would be right now. I hope it hasn't. I think it had a big jump for the pandemic, like most things. And I don't think it's jumped much since, but I don't know, because I don't think I've bought, when was the last time I even bought leather? It was like 2.5, 3 years ago now. 2 years? Probably 2 years ago. Did I buy, or maybe like really early last year. So maybe, yeah, 1.5 to 2 years. I don't know when I went to Buckskin last. That would have been the last time I went and bought leather, so. I think this year the new fabric expense, or like last tax year, the new fabric expense thing was the wax canvas. I don't think I ended up buying leather last year. So yeah, it's coming up on time. That's terrifying. Oh well. Okay. Last one to top stitch. Last one to top stitch for now. And then we need to do the interior slip pockets. This obi is extremely stiff. Fold it down, fold it down, fold it down. Thank you. Fold it down, 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 fold it down. Okay. Nope, not quite. Actually, I think it's been working better to do the like bigger fold. Yeah, like that. Oh, I will say, because we're doing When the Dragon Hatched, or When the Moon Hatched, not When the Dragon Hatched. When the Moon Hatched for our next book club. And so I DNF'd it a few years ago, or a couple of years ago when it first came out, 'cause I was like listening to the audiobook and could not get through the freaking prologue. And then even eyeball reading it now, the prologue was difficult to get around. But now that I'm out of the prologue, I'm like, oh, this is like fine. It's reading really well. So I'm just like, okay, having at it. It is like when I've sat down to actually read it, it's been really good. So I am excited to spend the time to finish it. But yeah, it's just wild because I was like, when I was listening to the prologue, I was like, okay, no, this is actually an eyeball read, not an earball listen. Although at this point, maybe if I skipped ahead of the prologue, we would be fine. Fine. I'm not seeing any big like holes or anything like that. And like, you can definitely tell it's top stitched, but like it's not popping out very much. I haven't switched my foot to the wax which way? This way. The wax canvas foot yet. It's probably almost time to like swap it too. I do usually use a 90 14. I still don't understand the numbers on these. I have like, yeah, so I have the 110 18s, which if I'm working with a lot of really heavy fabric, I switch to, because I'm assuming that's what I'm supposed to do. I think that's the story, but most of this is a 90 14, which there are 2 in that case. I better have more needles. Okay, good. Fuck. Can you imagine if I ran out of needles? Okay. Anyway, it's happy. It's actually doing, the machine right now is like, knock on wood, the machine is behaving itself very well right now, so I'm quite pleased. There's thread fray everywhere. Okay. Slip pockets. We're doing slip pockets next. So we're like, not exterior slip pockets, interior slip pockets. These need to be stitched to the wax canvas, because they need to have the pocket made as well. So should I do that first? No, let's continue on with the silk because my needle is happy, my machine is happy, and I do not want to touch wax canvas right now for stitching. Okay, so all of these are interior pockets. She's got a fancy way of doing this, so I need my air erasing marker, and I need my, oh my god, come here, my ruler, because we fold it up to a certain point and then it gets like, yeah, and then it gets stitched. Okay. Now, I want patterns like this to be at the top. So if I'm folding it like this, when we turn it, that is what you're going to see. Okay, you're just going to see this portion. So if I fold it here like this, okay. Yeah, if I fold it here like this, then that will disrupt this patterning, but the majority of the pocket is going to have that look. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and basically what happens is you end up stitching, you fold it up to there, you stitch it, and then you fold down the top, and it creates this really nice little kind of pockety thing that I quite approve of. So what I'm going to do for myself is I'm going to mark that 1 inch mark that we're going to sew up to, and then we will do exactly that. Okay, so same thing. If I'm folding this here, that's not the way we want. We want to fold it here so that the rose is on the front, and then that's just a detail at the top. Okay. This is a very light kimono. Holy shit. I did not realize how light it was until, well, I knew, but like sometimes knowing and working with it are 2 very different things. This one I'm nowhere. Actually, that one's got the woven texture in there. So if I fold it this way, the majority of that will end up on the pocket. Sweet. Like not tucked against the bag. It's going to be on the exterior of the pocket. Because basically what we're doing is we're creating self-lined pockets. It's probably the best description of it. This one doesn't matter because it is the same. What does matter is that I'm able to see that frickin' line. Yay. Okay, the Magatama does matter. So we want to fold it this way. And then that's, yeah, okay. And then that's not going to cover it. No, not insanely. A little bit, not like the whole thing. Cool. Okay. Right. Doom, doom. And then that will be basically almost centered in the pocket. Sweet. This is actually the line I'm supposed to... Wait, what? Jesus. Okay, never mind. These are completely wrong. Just not wrong in the way that we think they are. Cuts are height by width, not width by height, and that fucks me up every time. Which means that the pocket's actually going this way. Fuck me. Okay. We realized this before we sewed them. Okay. And it's an area erasing marker. It's not the end of the world. What is annoying is that now the pattern is like half of these bags. God damn. Okay. It makes sense though, because if it was... Okay, no, wait. Oh, right. Right, okay. I'm like, this one's short, but it's a make-do one because it's like may as well sort of thing. There's no point. Yeah. Pocket sizes are going to vary a little bit because we're going to base them on the obi and kimono that we're using. Measurements where we can. Okay. Anyway. Glad I realized that before we sewed a shit ton of pockets. Because I wouldn't, if I hadn't included into that before, I would have been sewing them into the bag like, why aren't these fitting? Why are they too wide for the main panels? I also realized that we're going to stitch these onto the main panels before we like do the dark stitching as well. Okay. So in this case then, because there's the rows. Yeah. Okay. Wait. No. We want to do it this way. Because then the fold happens over top of that. Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. I'm just happy I realize now. Instead of later. This one's actually a little bit too wide. Actually far too wide for what we're doing, because if it's that wide, then we're running into the same problem of it's too wide to like, it'll, yeah, nope, okay. How wide are you? Half inch too wide. Not the end of the world, but we'll trim it down anyway. But it is the right height. Okay, cool. Boom. Trim this down. I swear I trimmed this shit down this morning. I don't know how it's stretched by the afternoon, but here we are. Well, we're gonna hope to high heaven that the area erase pen actually area erases on an obi. Are you the same width? Yep. You're also 1/2 inch too large. What the hell? Actually, I think most of the, well, at least the markings on these two, that where it's really light and very obvious, is mostly going to get taken up by seam allowance. So there is that at least. Also, I don't know how it happened, but I ended up with far too much. Well, not too much, but I ended up with way more kimono than I thought I had. Actually, I think I kind of clued into that while we were in Japan. I was like, wait, I don't have a lot of obi. I have like a lot of kimono. Apparently the kimono were just, there were definitely more kimono at the flea market than there were obi, which I think is part of it. So that's what I'm going to stock up on more this next trip is obi, because I'm not going to run out of kimono anytime soon. Whereas the obi have more limited motifs, and the kimono that we've been buying, I made sure that it was motifs that could basically be used in like lots. You want it that way, Dum Dum. All the marks. Did you know they're square at least? Okay. This is the only one that's not marked. Doom. It doesn't matter because you've got the gold along the whole thing, Katie. Okay. Good. I'm extremely happy. I noticed this before we sewed it. I'm extremely pissed that I didn't notice it when I was cutting. Past Katie. Well, this isn't even past Katie's fault, really. It's just like, ugh, whatever. Okay. Fold it up to that line. Throw it under the machine. I don't even know what the seam allowance is. I'm guessing that it's probably the same as everything else. Okay. Yep. Unless otherwise noted. So it's a more generous seam allowance than I anticipated in my brain. Sweet. Plonk. There we go. Actually, I knew that was the seam allowance because I was literally just talking about how, like, some of those marks will get taken up by stitching. Okay, now I have marks everywhere. Wait. This way? This way, right? Because then I'll turn it. That'll be on the front, the 3 magatama. Then this is going to fold over like this. Yes, okay. 3D spatial awareness wasn't working right there. So this isn't even really, would this count as 3D construction? I don't know. Yes, I feel like it does. At least sewing these pockets is easy. Like, it's just all the prep work for these bags, my God. Okay. Technically, I could actually stitch down that line. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we're not going to. Actually, oh shit. Telus is actually picking up the other child, right? Pretty sure that's what we agreed upon, is that he was going to go pick up the kiddo. Okay. La 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 la. Still feels wrong, but it's right. Okay. Last one. Bum bum. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. We did it. With we did not. It's all top stitch seam allowances. Okay, well. Okay. They are tacked down. We're gonna give them the proper seam allowance length. And if you're like, Katie, what the hell? It's just it will prevent gapping. I'm gonna go slightly inside the seam allowance. I know it's a pocket. It's not gonna be a it's gonna be a somewhat high stress area. It's not gonna be a high stress area in the way that the side seams are and stuff like that, which will get double stitched, by the way. That is one thing that this pattern designer does recommend, and I agree with. But like, we may as well reinforce the pocket or stitch them properly, because otherwise they can look sloppy. So I'm not stitching on the stitch line this time though. I am stitching in like 1/8 of an inch just to like make sure we're good. All right, children unchained. Good. These are totally the bags that are just going to suddenly be like done, right? Right? That's how this works? That's how this works, I think. At least that's what I can delude myself about. Okay. Resolved. Now we're good. Gotta mark my template. I don't have templates for these though. That's the thing. I will be. I think so. Like I mentioned, it's they're all rectangular cuts, so I haven't done the templates before. But I think it's time, especially now that this happened. It's like, oh my god. I gotta figure out. I guess the big thing is figuring out my little cutting board hack doesn't cut it anymore, literally, because they aren't big enough for a lot of these like the bigger cuts. I guess it doesn't matter maybe quite so much about, well, it would be nice even with the wax canvas, because it would just be nice to just throw a template on and just be like zip zip. Should find out what size, like what actual bed size my brother-in-law's laser engraver is, because laser engravers can usually like cut acrylic, right? Maybe I can get him to trim it down for me. He's got a bunch of leather labels being done, engraved and cut for me right now, which is awesome because we're getting low. Which is impressive, to be honest, for the number that he gave me. But that'll be something we need to get from him here soon. Probably in time for Otafest run. We have enough for what we're finishing in the next few days. I just know this because that's part of what we had to do last night, was adhere all of those to the Kato. And then I prepped the ones that we were using for these guys as well. Now these are pockets for everything, right? Are we just sewing? No, we are just sewing the ones that are like top stitched. Okay, cool. I'm like, bah. All right. Actually, that would be handy, because then what I could do is if he could laser cut them, then I could get him to like engrave a like the 1 inch mark for the top of the pocket, so that I know which direction these go when I'm actually like before I sew them. I've had crazier ideas, that's for sure. Like trying to finish 11 Dundurn totes with 3 days of sewing when I'm literally cutting them right before we go. I fully acknowledge that this is nuts. Does that mean that I will have learned my lesson? No. No, it does not. Do I have a pusher turner? Yes, I do. Good, because we do want these as crisp as we can get because they have to be stitched into the thingamabubber. What might be the thingamabubber? The lining. There we go. Okay. Which means I'm going to take the turner pusher thing and just pop that corner. Pop the corners out. Good. Now it's almost ready for its finishing stuff. Okay, good. I'm like, oh, trim the corners, Katie. Trim the corners, trim the corners, trim the corners. Clip. Doesn't even have to be that much. Trim the corners, trim the corners. Corners, trim the corners, trim the corners, trim the corners. Okay. Hey. Sweet. That looks really good. Oh my goodness. Oh, that actually turned out better than if it had gone the other way, because now we'll go in and it'll fold down and cap that off, and look at how pretty that is. Hell yeah. And then there'll be a nice like little secret one on the back. Sweet. Love it. Don't task switch. Don't task switch. Don't task switch. Trim all the little corners, trim all the little corners, trim all the little corners. This should probably go in the stuffing bag because I'm sure someone can use it for stuffing. The stuffing bag is literally right here. Oh, hi. Did you discover that your heating pad is back on? Yeah. Goodness. Hey, Flynn. Flynn's in like, the kids have little recliners, so Flynn is in the recliner, chilling and snoozing. And then Dahlia's actually in her cat tree. Back in what was her favorite spot, and then we moved it up to my mother-in-law's for Japan, and then I forgot to plug it in for a couple of weeks. And then she like, but then she refused to use it. I'm like, okay, weirdo. Must have just discovered that the heating pad's on though. Yay. All right. Oh yeah, these are turning out very well. I'm quite pleased with that. Corner push. Yeah, so like even that's going to be really pretty. And then like I said, it is actually, it's kind of nice that there is motif going into the pocket, because then it's like, yeah, a nice little like hidden detail without being like insanely hidden at the same time, right? Like I don't feel like you're losing out by it not being on the front necessarily. But it is a good reminder that, yeah, to double check my measurements. And I don't know why it messes me up so much, because yeah, she literally says on the thing, it's like height by width. Or width by height. It's backwards to what I am like used to working with. Yeah. It's like some, well, I guess mine, yeah, because mine are height by width when I'm cutting kato and like large box bags and small box bags and stuff. So I don't know what, no, yeah, so I don't know what's up then. Just my brain, not braining exactly. Okay, so this first So we're going to fold down and we're going to stitch down the top to finish the pocket. And then we're going to, yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can use my wool pressing mat on the table here, though. And actually, if I were to iron them right now, it would, I could do the fold over as well, so that it was nice and crisp, too. We do need to make sure that we use a pressing cloth right now, though, because there is a lot of buildup from something on the iron. I don't actually know what the buildup is, because I cleaned it recently. But, it's pretty gross right now. Okay, pressing mat. And pressing cloth. Yeah, because if I hit it with a little bit of like heat, and then we could always do the fold over edge. And we could do the fold and then we could make sure that it gets actually set while it's still hot. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh, that one is hidden. Did that one backwards. Oh well, that's fine. There'll be a secret like rose in this one, which is cool too. La 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 la. That was a fast heat up. Okay. Let's just hack a piece of this off. So this is where I am keeping a lot of the OB interfacing. So use it for pressing cloth, because I'm like, we no longer really use it for interfacing, but there's no point in like getting rid of all of it. That cord is 100% in the wrong direction. Oh. Okay. And then, let's see. Fold it down, fold it down. I'm actually not going to touch that with the iron. I'm just going to clip it. Because I don't want to get residue onto the pockets. Fold down, fold down. I don't know why I'm reaching over here when I could perfectly easily move the actual clip thing. Right? Exactly. Now, some of the stuff that's like really not like, I find that the interfacing and the stiffener is where if there's going to be staining that you can't see on the outside, it is going to be on the interior. So if it's really rough looking, I've been pulling it and setting it aside for someone to stuff with. If someone finds that gross, then they don't need to use it, obviously. But like if you were, I don't know, I've seen sewists do the like foot poofs, and I'm like, it is perfectly acceptable for a foot poof. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it for like amigurumi or like bears or anything like that, but something you're putting your feet on, psh, perfectly reasonable to use that. Okay, that is obviously a bit tighter of a top, but that's okay. We can deal. We can deal. Alright, so right now we are creating the pockets for the Dundurn tote. Interior slip pockets, not exterior slip pockets, which are already partially done. I'm laughing about that because I'm terrible and I'm trying to do all of the white top stitching at once, and then we're going to try and do all the dark top stitching at once. And so that's why some of them are ready and some of them are not, or like partially ready at least. Goodbye forever. We'll find it later. I was looking at my clip bin the other day. I'm like, ooh, I probably do need to actually tidy up a little bit better. And find some of my clips because my clip bin is looking a little bit bare right now. I can't tell if it's because I've been breaking clips and stuff like that, or if it's because I'm like losing clips, a combo of both. There's definitely a little bit of both, but yeah, there's definitely a reduction in the number of clips that I have available to use right now. Oh yeah. Okay, fine, Wendy. It does look a lot better with the like ironing.
Mama?
Yeah? All right, one moment.
Mama?
All right. Children are home, so if you hear small elephants on our floor, it is the children. They were very enthusiastic to see me. Oh. I guess I do normally at least go and pick them up when Dallas goes to pick them up too, but that's okay. Okay, we've got a few more here. Now we'll have to repeat this process when we're actually doing the dark stitched ones as well. I guess I could have realistically like stitched the dark ones now too. Should we do that? Because it's just the top stitching that needs to happen later. Seeing this, I probably should have also done the iron for the pockets. Oh well, it's all good. Everything will be fine. I know, that was such a happy, like, Mama. The little gasp of like, oh, you're actually here. Yes, yes I am. It's actually like, I think I've talked about this before, but lining up like as basically as perfectly as it could for flying out in October, because I can drop youngest off at kindergarten, spend a little bit of time with the eldest, drop them off with their grandparents, hopefully. I will arrange that. closer to. And then Dallas like lands within a half hour of us taking off. He might land apparently. Okay, so this is a change that's come in recently. We voted against remaining on the same time all the time recently. Like within extremely recent memory, I think within the last 2 to 3 years, there was a vote on it. And then, but now apparently the government's decided that we're staying on daylight savings time. So now we're permanently on the time zone that we're on right now, or time that we're on right now. So I'm like, okay, that it's useful for like, I don't have to do a mental juggle with Japan all the time. We're just always 15 hours behind. But there's still a lot of people arguing that it's like, if you're going to do that, at least do standard time, not daylight time. Which, yes, there's a lot of like neuroscience behind that. Your brain's not as happy. I don't know. I'm just like, we just voted against this. Why? What are you doing that you're like, this is what you're deciding to announce and like spend the money on? Ugh. Because at this point, it does feel like a diversion. But apparently we're staying on daylight savings time. Anyway, why I'm like on that now is I'm like, before, I think Dallas was landing after I take off. But now I wonder if he's actually going to land before I take off. He might. I actually would need to take a look at that now because it's going to... Oh, no, it wouldn't actually change it because we're going in October. I'm like, it only changes it in like November. Never mind. Or would have changed it in November. Blah. Never mind. All that gathering for like a zero change in anything. Also, isn't daylight savings time like a super North American thing? Does it happen anywhere else in the world? Outside of like US colonies? I don't think so, right? And by US colonies, I'm talking like Puerto Rico and stuff like that. Which should be a state. But it's not. Which means it's a colony. Okay. I am going to sew the dark ones as well. We're not obviously going to top stitch them right away because white thread, but then we don't have to turn the iron back on right away. I'm like looking at those ones that are down there, but no, the big slip pocket, the big exterior slip pockets that we stitched look fine right now. Good. Okay, so those are all ready for top stitching. Let's do the... Because how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? What? Really? Is that all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we actually have that many that are dark stitched? Really? 7, 8. We have 11. Where the hell are the rest of them? That's 8, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I didn't know that Oz did it too. Does New Zealand as well then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, right, because I guess, okay, so maybe British colonies or previous colonies. But yeah, it totally feels like a distraction by the government. So I'm like, what are you not telling us right now? And I'm like, ugh. Why? Actually, the bigger thing too is it's like, why are you spending money on this right now? I do not understand. Well, yeah. Aha, there they are. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We've got 3 more. Where's the rest of them? So if I have 6, I need 5. That's how math works, Katie. Invictus scam. I'm just like, not mad that we won't be switching times anymore. Again, it's just like, why right now? Why the change? Oh, those are slip pocket fronts. 1, 2, 3. How many pockets did I have here? Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I have 3 here. That means I have 9. I have 9 pockets. I am then missing 2? Am I actually, or am I like miscounting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Actually, what the most efficient way to do this is probably actually count the zippers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Although I still feel like I had 11. I swear up and down I had 11. 9 ways to Sunday. Whatever the hell that is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why are all these numbers different? There was a spare zipper there. Okay, so do I only have 10 then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I still swear I had 11, but okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 3, 6, 9. All right. Fine. Thought I had 11. But okay. That's actually 2 less. That's 1 less, 2 less to sew. 2 less to sew. And considering we're on a time crunch, that is not the worst thing. And 9 is a very good amount for what this is. Okay. The wider amount is the height. The wider amount is the height. This is the correct width. Now I'm like not trusting myself on these cuts. That is within tolerances. This is the suspicious one. It's fine. All right. We have embroidery thread fray everywhere. Doom. 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 Air erasing marker. I will not be able to see that on this, so let's snag a chalk pen. I don't think. Maybe I could. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, hell yeah, you can. Kind of. Enough that I'll be able to do the work at least. They only had 3 of these at Nippon Chuko when I was there, so I've got to go do another supply run to Osaka when I'm there in November. Good. Yes, I can see that. Sweet. We're good. That needs to go over here. Okay. Next round of pocketses, at least for the side seams. And then we'll go in and we'll top stitch the interior ones. And then we'll stitch them to the lining pockets. Light stitched ones. And then we'll do the construction of the slip pockets for the light stitched ones. And then we'll swap to dark thread stuff, dark thread work, which will be the majority of this bag because exterior is stitched in black is a good idea for a lot of them. There we go. I'm actually super excited about being back in Hirokatashi for the bakery that we found there. It's called the Grounds Bakery. Oh my god, hi cat. Oh, you are nice and warm from your bed. Holy, hi. Are you, what's up? What's up, sweet pea? You coming to visit and lay down, or are you just coming to visit to be a pest? Because being a pest doesn't work right now. I don't sent my own children away already. Not that they were being a pest. Just, you're not allowed on camera, child. You're at least allowed on camera. Hi. Oh, the purrs, I know. Hi, lovey. You're such a sweet girl when you want to be. They were actually, this cat was actually letting the eldest pet her today, which is like victory. Holy, this cat takes forever to warm up to people. But I guess the eldest has been around for nearly 6 years, so that's part of it. I think this cat took like 7 years to warm up to Dawson before like she's very affectionate when she warms up, but like, yeah, it took like 7 years before she was warmed up enough to be affectionate with him at all. All right. We're nearly done the interior. Don't continue stitching. We're nearly done the interior pockets here. There's definitely a seam that needs to be trimmed down. Doop, doop, and doop. Okay, and then we're going to angle all the corners so that they press out a little bit sharper. This is not something I normally do. I usually ignore this instruction, but it does help significantly, and we do want these to look really good. So, okay, and then I'm going to trim down this waver here a little bit. Just 'cause it's like, bloop. All right. Thank you for actually just chilling and not being all freaky about the sewing machine. Thank you. All right, the main reason that we're doing this is because I've got the iron on right now and I do not feel like doing double stitches. I only did that on the ones that were like, I messed up the top stitching. The double stitches come in for the rest of the bag for the wax canvas. That's where we'll definitely go in and do the double stitches. On the pockets, I'm not as concerned. I didn't want to have to, I wasn't going to take out the top stitch length, so one side of those other pockets are like very well reinforced. But this is also going to get basically top stitched down into the pocket, and then it's also going to get riveted with a bunch of like reinforcements, wax canvas behind the rivets and stuff like that. So I think this actually gets 3 rivets, like one over top the other, or not one over top the other. Each corners and the middle. Is that wide enough to make 2 pockets? I don't remember. Well, we'll find out in like 1600 seconds. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I'm really excited about this one going into the this is going into the one that's getting the pink lining, and then we're doing the pink one in the inverse of the other lining, and it's just like, I'm so excited because all of the colors are spectacular, and like especially the kimono, the pink kimono and this blue one, the detailing stitches have like this is basically the same color as the kimono that's going to go against, which is super exciting. Okay. We're gonna, that was close. Definitely felt that. Tap the iron. Okay. that actually worked really well because now it's like, it's very iridescent over like the majority of it. I'm being lazy, Wendy. That's the main thing. I'm not going to pull out a line of stitches that are perfectly fine, but not correct. Unless it's very visible. So I'm glad it amuses you. Okay, I'm like, did my iron auto shut off? No, we're fine. All right, we're fine. It's pretty. Yeah, that definitely did, like, it, okay, fine. The ironing definitely took it up the notch that it needed to go up. To be a little bit, like, more professional, I guess. Fucking having to be more professional. Yeah, no, the camera really doesn't do them justice. It's hard to translate. Hell, it's like they even change based on like lighting for me, so eyes are dumb. So useful and so dumb. All right, Dahlia, the steam's all done. You can come back if you want. Okay. Now we are going to clip these while we're here because why not? But again, for the umpteenth time, we are not stitching these in right now. That is a thread that should be trimmed. Bloop. We also got to figure out, these are all going to have zips in them instead of snaps. Oh, that'll actually reduce the amount of time that I have to spend on these two. Because basically once it's finished, which is nice. Anyway, it's, I got to take a look at the zipper tabs that we need. That's what I'm trying to get to. But that can happen after we do all the lining facing, all of that, because then we can make sure that everything matches up properly. Totally a professional here. So I'm pretty sure this will make sense in a moment. Anyway, there's been a really cute viral or trending excuse me, tattoo going around, and it's like the little kid hand, so they hold your hand and then you get their like fingerprints or finger placements tattooed on your hand. And I was like, I really love the idea, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, like, I am going to pull the trigger on it, and I should do it soon before their hands get too large. But my one thought was like, oh, what if I ever like do go back to work and like they're like, oh, hand tattoos. And then I was like, at this point, I don't want to like work for someone who's like, ooh, hand tattoos. So we're going to go get some hand tattoos. And then it's not like I'm going to get like knuckles or anything like that. It's going to be a very subtle thing. And then what I was thinking is that I'll go get them done like, I don't know, every 5 years as they still hold my hand, and then I'll have like a whole constellation of little like stars from the kids across my hand. I think that would be really cute. So, and I finally found like an actual like because a lot of them were too faint, because hand tattoos will fade fairly rapidly, and probably more so even for me given how much we work with our hands. I work with my hands. Although the back should be a little bit better than like a palm or something. But yeah, one friend was like, yeah, make sure they're not too fine line or else they'll just fade right away. And I'm like, good point. So this is like, I finally found one that I was like, yes, that is a good one. Like good design that won't necessarily fade right away. So yeah, and it is like that's the other thing, is there is definitely a shift away from being as concerned. It's like, oh, you're not just I think, yeah. And that's the thing. If they care, then I don't want to work for them anyway in some ways, because there will be someone who's probably better that doesn't give a fuck, right? So they're probably going to be more concerned about my sailor's mouth than any hand tattoos I potentially have. Anyway, what was it? It was like, it's like a little moon or something in the thumb area, and then like, it was like, let me see if I can track it down easily. Hi, cat. She's all like, love me, adore me. Yeah, there we go. Saved. I did actually put it in a collection because I was like, and it's the only one in there. Because I'm like, this is the one. I know I'm copying someone, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, so it's like, so she's basically got like a little star cluster. Oh, that might not show up very well. It's a bigger star cluster and then like little star clusters all around. So that's actually what I'm going to go for. And then, like I said, as they grow, I can do like more branches of it, hopefully. Anyway, it's too bad that like I hadn't had that thought process. Like, I don't know, a couple of years ago when they were even smaller, it would have been even more adorable. Okay, top stitch along each side of the folded top edge. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the construction one first, the one that's going to really like seal everything in. Top stitch, I am going to go up in length then as well, and then we'll go. And then this is what I call the top stitch or the construction one because it's the one that's actually going to hold everything down. If I didn't do another top stitch, you'd probably be fine. But then we'll do the decorative one after this. Right? It's super cute. I think it's got like, I think it's good. It's also tiny, so it's like, I can't imagine that's going to hurt very much, especially if it's like in this area. Maybe a little bit on the thumb here, but like there's a lot of fat in there. I can trial a tattoo artist that I've been looking at for a while because I do eventually, I keep thinking about getting a big rib tattoo down like the side here. Dawson and I folded one of the like 1,000 paper cranes for our wedding. And so what I've wanted to do is I wanted to do a sakura branch with like the cranes because I do not want a family ring because all three of them are emerald. Emerald is a notoriously like soft gem and I'm a pearl. So like there's no way a family ring would hold up to any wear or tear. But what I could do is I could do 3 like green cranes, one for each of them. And I'm glad I did sit on it for a bit though, because I was like, wait, I don't want like a sakura branch. I actually want a wisteria branch. And then they can like, I'm thinking like the wisteria droop. And then they can like be tucked into the wisteria flowers. And if it does, we could do like pink and purple or pink or purple or something like that. And then I'll just decide on like a color for mine because I don't know. I know, right? It's like, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. Like what? Is it going to, it's not going to probably even hurt that much worse than like getting blood drawn for 2002, 24 years. Just that multiple times. Okay, this one is fighting a little bit. Do I have an, yeah. It's technically an awl, but I use it as a stiletto, so we'll just use that to help kind of keep it in line without having to put our fingers right under the needle. Whee! Did we do it? I think we did it. Yes, okay, good. All right. still think actually one of the worst is that when I broke my ankle, they did not give me anything. Nada. Like, not even Tylenol 2s. I'm like, they're like, yeah, rotate between Tylenol and ibuprofen. Oh my God, by the third. It wasn't too bad, actually. The first day wasn't bad, and the first night wasn't bad, but then, like, the second, third day, it must have been starting to heal or something like that, because, oh my God, did it ache. I would actually put my broken ankle above childbirth, mostly because I had very good epidurals during childbirth and was really lucky even with the tearing and stuff like that, because I know that a lot of people are like, had similar tears to me, and they're like, this was the worst part of the experience, and I'm like, I didn't notice. I'm sorry. But, yeah, no, broken ankle, that was horrendous. It's just, ugh, the worst. I don't even, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the tattoo is going to have much on what I have put my body through. I just got to decide on a date. What I need to do is I need to get a quote on it to see if it's like something I should be saving for, or if it's something that I can be a little bit more spontaneous with. And then I also want to figure out just the timing on it so that it's not like, my one hesitation about the pain is it's like, I don't want to be doing it before a big show where it's like, I need to be using my hands for 16 hours today. That's the one thing. So it does have, I do have to be a bit conscious of when that happens. But other than that, I think it'll be fine. All right, y'all, this is almost done. No. Dude. Cat. All right. There we are. Sewing. I'm here. Now, the one thing I think we should go in and do with these guys is probably just singe off the threads a little bit. Just so they're not like popping up on the backgrounds. Because in some cases, they're quite visible still. Even with the chain piece trimmed down. Not in all cases, but in a few. All right. Yeah, actually, that's a good point too. Yeah, I don't want it to be too close to Japan either. Travel. I was actually considering if it works the end of May or towards the end of May after Calgary half marathon, because I'm like, they'll both be 5 at the same time. Like they've got like a 3-week overlap on their birthdays, right? Ish, give or take a few days. Actually, 26 days. Yeah, so closer almost to 4 weeks. So I'm considering maybe like that. But like I said, it's also a little bit like, okay, how much would this actually cost? So what I need to do is I need to email the artist and even be like, do you have the time to do this day? And what would be your quote on it? Because I would want both of them as well. Gonna need to lint roll a cat. Jeez. She's got like thread all over her. She's like, I'm out of here. You're playing with fire. What are you talking about? Lint rolling me. Actually, oh no, that's the place right there. All right. Top stitched. Now insertion. Yes, I know exactly what I did there. Actually, should we do the exteriors? No, right, we're doing blinders on, do the interiors because where's the hat scratch from? It's new. Is it like it's actually a scratch, it's not a mark. Interesting. Words are gone. We are going to do the pockets onto the interiors because reasons. I have good reasons. No, right, because I don't want to touch the wax canvas yet. That's good enough for me. Okay, here is all of the lining. Okay. I don't remember what the linings are for. Okay, I know that actually the pink and the blue are getting the inverse. So these ones are dark stitched because they are getting these guys. There we go. Okay. Plonk. Go over there because those pockets, the zipper pockets are ready. Okay. And then this is the one that's getting the stripy pocket because that's going with the fans. Yes, I think. As far as I remember, that's where we're going with that one. This is Floral River and what's the other one? Something. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, Floral River's getting the white here. So they're getting this one. Okay. And then the other off-white is going into, good Lord. Oh, right, into this one. And so it's getting this. Okay, cool. There we go. And then we don't have a high contrast for these ones because, okay, I do not remember which bag the stripies are going in because these ones were cut a long time ago. Very likely a dark stitched though. Okay. The blue. All right, we're being boring and we're putting the gold with the gold. Ooh, that's not a lot of contrast. Actually, we'll put it on the other piece because then actually that's kind of cool to do like an inverse. So there's gold here and then there's gold on the pocket on the other side. We'll consider that. Okay, here we go. Gold. Is that the interior for the other pocket? I think so. It would make more sense than navy, and then the pockets are navy. Right? and then the stripes for the magatama. All right, yeah, okay. Because then, oh, and then that would make sense why I've got a spare zipper pocket, because it's like, okay, I'm happy with that, right? Yes, okay. So those are all taken care of, and then these two are dark stitched pockets, and then this is a light stitched pocket that we just did as well. Okay. Excellent. Okay, and then that's dark stitching for these. Ooh, slippities. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, and yes. And then the stripes are getting sewn into the red as well. Okay, cool. Let's. Apparently I'm supposed to wedge the lining right now. We're not going to wedge the lining right now. Center the pocket. Down the amount. Create 2 pockets. Sorry. Apparently the chair is like whiny. Pocket binding. Okay. And then the rivets come into play. Okay, but we're going to ignore the rivets until we have everything kind of like settled. And then I need to make sure that I've got all of the rivet like reinforcement stuff. Okay. So the main thing right now is we need to center it on our one of our lining pieces. Okay, all the other linings can go down there. And then it needs to go down a certain amount. Oh God, can I actually even see that? Now, could I take a ruler and mark this? Yes. However, I do get regularly burnt by this. We are cutting all of this to as accurately as we can. But I find that if you fold it to what you're actually working with, you end up with a more accurate centering than if you just were like, this piece is 18 inches across. And so the center mark is at 9 inches. Now, realistically, the center mark should be at 9 inches. But this piece is actually 1 inch too wide. Which means that the other piece is 1 inch too wide. Are you all going to be too wide? Because I'm pretty sure you all match. If you all match, I am going to scream. Fuck. Okay, maybe not scream, but we will swear vehemently. God damn. Okay, better to discover this now. Every single one. Yay. Actually, I think the ones that we did today should be right. No, wait. What? Okay, no, these ones are fine. Okay. No, those are fine. Wait, so is it just this one? Okay, so the piece is supposed to be 18 inches across. Yeah, it's fine, Wendy. Seriously, though, I 100% saw an extra inch there, like whenever that was just now. Okay, whatever. Better to freak out about it and double check. And pull everything, apparently. Okay. We don't need you. We need you. We don't need... Actually, we'll use you. We don't need you. Yes, we're going to do... so gold on this side of this piece here. And then we'll put the pocket so that this side is here. And apparently it's actually got an imprint of the sakura on the inside, which is wild. That may or may not stay. We already have that piece. And we don't need you because we already have the piece. Okay. Ridiculous. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 with the interior. 7, 8, 9 over there. Sweet. Okay. We got our stacks done. Boom. That's a really nice contrast, actually, this stripes with this. I didn't realize how closely that red actually matched the fabric. Anyway, crisis averted. That is actually centered. And the fold method worked just fine. My brain is playing tricks on me. Top stitch around the side and bottom edges of the pocket. We can do that. I am going to turn this down to a construction length for the top stitching though. Just gonna double check that measurement and make sure that we're in the right spot. Are we in the right spot? Yes. Good. Okay. I'm very concerned. No, okay, good. I was very worried there for a moment that we'd run out of bobbin thread, but we're all right. Now we still have the center line marked from the finger fold. So that's how we're going to create our pocket. Now with this one, just gets you, she doesn't make you do a box. She just gets you to stitch to the top of that fold down that you just did. And then the rivet actually goes in the fold down portion, which is kind of cool. Like that. No, come on, trim. Thank you. All right. Now we're going to trim down all of the... Awesome. I'll be up in a moment. Yep. 1 second. Okay. The dinner bell has been rung. Should actually get a dinner bell. Ding, 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 ding. All right. I'm going to stop the Apparently I'm also going to choke on my spit. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm stopping the stream, but I will be back and we will continue to swear at these bags as we get them finished. I do feel confident in that we should be able to get them to the point of being able to add leather to them by tomorrow. So, fingers crossed, that's what happens. And I'll chat with you soon.